I'm Jennifer Snaz, you're watching News 24 Live. I'm at AfricaCom in Cape Town. Now I'm standing outside with John Anderson from World Panel. He's going to introduce us to a brand new technology that is going to change the way you charge your mobile devices. Hello.
Hi Jennifer.
It's such a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you, and now I finally get to meet you and see your amazing product. Now before we started this interview, you told me about the incredible story behind World Panel.
Yes.
Tell me what it is.
So I was asked to go to Uganda to meet some widows that lived in Sorati, off-grid with no electricity, to help them with electrical solutions. When I got there, I realized that everybody had a mobile phone, but there was no electrical grid, and it was very difficult for them to keep their phones energized. So the request from this market was, can you help us charge our phones? I said to these people, there's already things in the market for this, and as we all know, solar chargers aren't reliable, and so they were having a very difficult time, and there was nothing that lived up to the guarantee. So that's where the request came from.
It's interesting that you said solar chargers aren't reliable, because before I came here for this interview, I asked a whole bunch of people what their opinions were on solar chargers, and they all said, they don't work, I've tried them before, they're garbage, it's a waste of money.
Yep.
How do you overcome that?
Well, you have a big heart. And so for me, I took this seriously, and I scoured the market to find something for the widows of Uganda, and I couldn't find anything. So I went into my own home and I started to invent new technologies. Of course, I'm a solar module manufacturing expert, so I started to miniaturize the technology. And I started to dial in the energy that would be able to charge a phone reliably, durably, powerfully, and affordably. And in 2013, I was able to break the code, and I was able to charge my smartphone with my solar technology called the SunStream. And what we did was we created a new technology. It vertically elevated solar charging into sun streaming. It streams electricity from the sun directly into your phone.
Now you're making me very excited about this. Is this technology going to come to South Africa?
Yes, it is. We're actually launching with our very first partner, Vodacom, November 25th in Soweto.
Oh, wow, that's very exciting. Now let's see how this works, because you talk the talk, but can you walk the walk?
This technology is handheld. It feels like a phone in your hand. Go ahead and feel that.
It's actually the size of my phone.
It's pretty much the size of your phone. So it's very simple. It's the same as you charge your phone. You plug into this World Panel, and then plug this into your phone.
All right.
Point it at the sun, and it's charging.
It's charging.
Yeah. Now watch if I turn it away from the sun.
It's not charging anymore. And there it goes again.
Yeah, so it's taking energy, the sunlight, and streaming it right into your phone. We call it a sun streamer. The difference between a streamer and a solar charger is that we don't use a circuit board or a PC chip. Those are the weak components of solar chargers that break when they get wet, when they get hot, when they get dusty. And you drop them and they break. So by bypassing the weak components, we extend the life, we increase the power, and we lower the cost.
That's incredible. How long will one of these last?
Well, it's really, right now we have these panels for over 2 years outdoors, used every day in Uganda, in Nigeria, and also in Zambia and in South Africa. Those have been all our test markets for 2 years. So they work every day. Listen, Jennifer, every day somebody in Africa charges their phone with the SunStream, okay? Right now as we talk. Well, and that's all been testing. Now it's time to bring it to everybody, to have everyone else have a chance to have this solution every day. If it's load shedding or if it's just inconvenience because they're not close to a wall socket. So this can help free people from the grid.
Now that's great if the sun's out, but what if there's no sun?
Okay, so that's a good question. So when you say there's no sun, that's a relative term. So essentially the clouds can come over like this, and then it may be not charged, but when the clouds come back and part, you want to grab as much energy as you can. But if you're talking about solid overcast rain clouds, of course, no solar works then. So what we want to do is have a storage device for that.
Okay.
And of course, we have one.
We do have a storage device here on the table.
Yeah. And this is called a Power Stream. And this sun stream energy right into this device, and it stores it. So if we take this and plug it in here, and you plug your phone into this.
All right. There it goes.
Yeah. So essentially we charge this, it stores it, and then you can carry it with you at night. Now also all of our Power Streams have a very light LED bright for nighttime use. a lot of customers of ours live in areas with no street lights, and so this is a useful tool for getting around. Or if they're in their home, you know, they may need a light instead of a paraffin or a candle. This is a very bright light for substituting. And also it's renewable and it's clean and it's healthy.
John, I'm actually really surprised at how easy and simple that was and that it actually works. Thank you for bringing something that actually works to the market. Now, we have a meter here that's going to show us how fast the phone is charging.
Yes.
Now, why is that important?
Well, I think that it's important to understand how fast your phone is charging because no one really knows. Either it's charging or not charging.
Right.
So who knows really how fast it's charging? It's a mystery. It was a mystery to me.
It's a mystery
One
to
thing
me.
we had to do is we had to figure out how fast it was charging before we could actually create the technology. So we made this little board here. This technology was made in order to make this technology. So this is what you call platform technology.
All right.
And this takes and measures the current that's coming through the panel into the phone, and it tells you how fast it's charging. So we have the SunStream and we have the SunStream Plus. Both of them charge phones. This one happens to have more power because it's bigger, it's a little bigger, so it can charge a bigger phone quicker. This one, if you have a smaller phone or a smaller smartphone, this one is perfect for that. Both of them work on tablets also. This one is faster is the point. So if we take and plug into this meter, we can see how fast it's charging. So, so you're charging at 350 milliamps, almost 365 milliamps, okay? So if you have this meter, then you want to know how fast it is. If I set this flat on the table, of course you're only doing 280.
Right.
So this will help you kind of understand how fast you're charging and how to orient to the sun. Look at that. So you see how it teaches you how to point to the sun.
What's the average amount of milliwatts that a phone will charge if it's plugged into an adapter?
Right, so the average standard is always 500 milliamps.
All right.
Okay, and so this one's a 360
Just
milliamps,
under.
and this one is a 550. So let's see. So 560 milliamps. So essentially, this is faster than, or it's about the same as a wall plug. So we call this the walking wall plug, the SunStreamer.
The walking wall plug, I like that.
The walking wall plug.